If you speak, I will just remove you. It's either you mute. James, kindly mute. James, mute your mic or I remove you from the class.
Sit down.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
I think I've sent a new YouTube link. Ile kwanza ili crash out.
So what do I do?
Nimetuma and then you can send, you can share.
Should I share the new link?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so I use this.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. It's not a Google Meet link. I can see just an open link.
It's a YouTube
Okay,
link.
I've shared. Okay, I've seen it. Let me share. I've also shared with Thaddeus. Use this link. Okay, thank you. So should we exit this meeting?
No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
We are good.
Oh, I'm happy to hear a lady's voice. The other time it was a gentleman speaking. Right now I can see it's a lady speaking. Now the course I gave you, the course notes and also the course outline. I would like you to go through it, read as we prepare for examination. For me, I want to quickly introduce this unit so that we can understand where we are coming from and where we are going to. Now, let's begin by looking at the title. The title of this course is Themes in African History. The title is Themes in African History. Kindly edit in your notes, not Themes of African History, but Themes in African History. Indicate the course code also. Indicate the course code. Now, the purpose of this course will enable the learner to understand the historiographical survey of African continent. So through this course, we'll be able to know important aspects of African historiography, ranging from the origin of early man to the contemporary issues in Africa. Very quickly, let's delve into understanding the course outline or the course content. So this course entails the following. Entails the following topic. Number one is emergence of the early man. Emergence of the early man. Emergence of the early man. Number two, topic 2 is origin and early history of agriculture and metallurgy. Origins and early history of agriculture and metallurgy. Topic 3 is ancient civilizations. Ancient civilizations. Number 4 is emergence of societies, kingdoms, and empires. Emergence of societies, kingdoms, and empires. Another topic will be intrusion of European visitors. Another topic will be intrusion of European visitors. Intrusion of European visitors. Another topic will be on slave trade. Slave trade. More specifically, we shall focus on transatlantic slave trade. Transatlantic slave trade. We shall also delve into understanding a topic on partition of Africa and colonialism. Partition of Africa and colonialism. Partition of Africa and colonialism. Another important topic is African responses to colonialism. African responses to colonialism. We are going to also delve into understanding a topic on national liberation movements. National liberation movements. And lastly, independent Africa and the world. Independent Africa and the world. So before I even start teaching the first topic, I would like to give you assignments that you'll do into your groups. This will be group work. I want one group to tackle intrusion of European visitors. I hope the class rep is recording. So one group to tackle intrusion of European visitors. Another one to tackle slave trade. Then another one to tackle partition of Africa, another group. Then African response. Then national liberation movement. Then finally, independent Africa and the world. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like almost 6 topics. Now you can do this in groups of, in your groups that you have. You divide amongst yourself the 6 topics in your groups so that at the end we can have presentation before the end of semester. And you know, presentation is very vital in terms of enhancing your confidence as a teacher and also enhancing your participation in this class. Therefore, I hope the class rep has noted the last 6 topics and the other first topics, the remaining topics, around 4, I'll be teaching them. Now, let's begin by looking at the emergence of early man. Emergence of early man. Emergence of early man. Under emergence of early man, we shall focus on the origin of human beings in Kenya. Origins, or we can say origin of human beings in Kenya. Emergence of origin, the origin of human beings in Kenya. Now, what we ought to know is that Africa can be mentioned as the home of human being, and that can be illustrated with places such as Baringo County, which is identified to be the place where human being settled in the world, or where the oldest human being settled in the world. And that oldest human was known as Aronin Tugeniosis. We can also see various remnants that were found in different parts of Kenya. For example, Fort Tenan, where the remnants of early human beings were found. And we have factors that attracted settlement of human beings in Africa. Factors such as the warm climate, the conducive climate in Africa, the fresh water in Africa suitable for human use. We can also talk the savanna area, which was important for hunting and gathering. And you can see human being evolved. Human being were not static. Human being evolved from being primates to humans. And you can see its evolution ranges from the way they evolved from primates, the way their physical evolution took place. Sorry for that. The way the physical evolution took place from enhanced ways of lives, such as the hands. And you could see that the hands became more adaptive to grasp. The hands became more adaptive for work. The hands became more adaptive for making tools and etc. Therefore, today I want us to quickly delve into understanding the evolution of man. How did man evolve? Man evolved into various stages of evolution. Now, let us focus on, sorry for that, focus on stages of evolution. I want us to begin by looking at the first stage. The first stage is Egyptopithecus. The first stage is Egyptopithecus. Now, this Egyptopithecus, I know these stages are not new for you as historians. You have been learning this in high school level and also in other levels of your studies, whether first year or second years. Now, let's look at Egyptopithecus. This is the earliest evidence of man. It is the earliest evidence of both man and ape. And Egyptopithecus, they used to look like monkeys. Even their skull looked like that of a monkey. And the remnants were even found in Fayum Depression, that is in Egypt. Egyptopithecus was very small in size. Small in size, we can talk of a 4 kg, a person who was weighing 4 kg. And sometimes this Egyptopithecus, sometimes he was known as an Egyptian man. An Egyptian man, meaning they were also found in Egypt. Now, apart from Egyptopithecus, they were also known as Egyptian man. And by then, in the area where they were found, it was a forested area. And you know, now this area being forested, the Egyptian man adapted his life in the forest. What do we mean by that? He used to eat leaves, herbs, and etc. And therefore, the Egyptian man or Egyptian ape was a herbivore. He relied more on leaves, herbs, and etc. And this Egyptian ape used to live in the forest, on the treetops. And Egyptian ape again used to move from one tree to another with the help of his hand. Another important aspect of Egyptian ape is that he had this stereoscopic vision, whereby he's able to locate an enemy from far. Another important aspect is that by this time, the Egyptian ape had not developed the art of dressing. Therefore, he used to walk naked. However, the Egyptian ape was having a hairy body. This hairy body was important in protection of his skin against harsh climatic attrition like sunshine and etc. Another important aspect of Egyptopithecus is that you ought to understand that it existed like 33 million years ago. And later on, it evolved into different species because of environmental changes. Next stage that we need to look at, apart from Egyptopithecus, the next stage that man evolved into was known as Dryopithecus africanus. Dryopithecus africanus. And sometimes we tend to say proconsul. Dryopithecus africanus or proconsul. Now, the remnants of this ape was found in Kenya, a place known as Ruzinga Highland, that is in Lake Victoria. That is the year 1948. And the people who discovered these remnants of Dryopithecus africanus, one of them is Mary Leakey and Lois Leakey. The appearance of Dryopithecus was a little closer to man compared to Egyptopithecus. You know, Egyptopithecus, it was purely ape-like, but Dryopithecus, the appearance was closer to man. And Proconsul had existed like 20 million years ago. He looked like a chimpanzee. And when you look, even right now, when you look at a chimpanzee, it has some characteristics of a human being. And now you can see also Dryopithecus looked like a chimpanzee. And it was walking in four. And when this Dryopithecus was walking in four, we term it as a quadrupedal or quadrupedal movement. It was not walking in two, but four. Another important characteristics in terms of its physical appearance is that it had a smooth forehead. A smooth forehead, meaning it was now closely looking like a man in terms of appearance. It was now evolving into human. Now you can see the smooth forehead coming in, and also the long teeth. It had a long teeth like other animals. We are also seeing the shape of the teeth and jaws clearly indicated that it was eating fruits. And this is also an evidence that man was evolving. And you can see after Egyptopithecus being more of an ape, we are seeing Dryopithecus looks like a chimpanzee. And again, its look is closely related to that of human. And etc. And you ought also to understand that the remnants of Dryopithecus were not only found in East Africa, but other remnants were also found in other parts of the world. For example, Southeast Asia and also Europe. The next important stage is Kenyapithecus. Kenyapithecus. From the word Kenyapithecus, the remnants were also found in Kenya. And one thing you need to know about Kenyapithecus, it is one of the first primates that had developed thick tooth enamel. Now, it is evidence that this primate was now evolving as the days goes by into a real human from being a primate. You can see now Kenyapithecus developing the thick tooth enamel that enabled it to eat all kinds of food, that enabled it to eat meat, to eat also vegetables and other kinds of food. Now, this thick enamel tooth was specialized to eat specific foods. That's one thing you need to know, that it was specialized to eat specific food. And you'll realize that some were eating vegetables. I think I've mentioned that. Some were eating soft leaves. And also they were eating fruits because of the specialized tooth enamel. Another important aspect of Kenyapithecus is that it had a premolar teeth. You You can see now it's now developing more closer like human beings. It is becoming like human beings in terms of the way they eat, the way they walk, and in terms of walking. By now, they were still walking in their toes, so in their force. They had not developed the other way of walking, the bipedalism. They were still under quadrupedalism. Then the next stage is Australopithecus. Under Australopithecus, sometimes it is known as Southern Ape man. Now, the features of Australopithecus, it was closely also related to modern human beings. It was closely related to the modern human beings that we are seeing now. And we are seeing some of the remnants of Australopithecus were found in Eastern, Central, and Southern Africa. And approximately 2.6, between 5 to 2.6 million years ago. This Australopithecus was characterized with the following. One, it was a combination of human and ape-like traits. It had a combination of human and ape-like traits. And this is another characteristic, is that a very important characteristic is that this is the first time that this man walked in two. And that's why we say bipedal. This is the first time in this stage when humans walked in two, bipedalism. However, even though they were walking in two, or bipedalism, they had a small brain. And also, in terms of teeth, their teeth was canine and they were small like those of human. And we can see there is improvement from having a small teeth under Egyptopithecus to Australopithecus. We are seeing now they have canine teeth like that of human. They are able to walk in two. So we are seeing evolution taking place. Now, we ought to understand that Australopithecus, we have various types of Australopithecus. I would like in your groups for you to discuss the various types of Australopithecus. Indicate that you discuss various types of Australopithecus. The next stage is Homo habilis. Homo habilis, it existed between 2 to 1.6 million years ago. Sometimes Homo habilis is termed as a man with ability. And then when we talk of man with ability, it was now a man who was able to make tools with his hand. He was able to make tools with his hand. Sometimes also we say handyman because of the same reason that I've given. Now, under this part, we are seeing that the Homo habilis developed in terms of brain. Its brain became larger than that of Australopithecus. We are also seeing that his brain of Homo habilis became more like that of human being or human-like. Under this stage of Homo habilis, we are seeing that he is able to provide essential speech because his brain has developed. So he's able to understand, he's able to communicate, he's able to provide essential speech. We are also seeing that he was tall. It is improving from being 4 kgs under Egyptopithecus to Australopithecus, and now Homo habilis, we are seeing this person is now tall. And he was at least 5 feet tall. The next stage is Homo erectus. Sometimes we say upright man. Now, the upright man or Homo erectus existed in Africa in the period at least 1.8 million years ago. Homo erectus was one of the human, or we can say early human, that invented fire because its brain had developed. He was able to reason. He was able to make tools. The tools had improved under Homo erectus because he could make tools from the bones. He could make tools from various things like microliths and etc. And therefore, we are seeing that Homo erectus had developed and he was more like the modern man. And in his development, the major achievement was invention of fire. Under this achievement of fire, it was pertinent because of the following reasons. Number one, fire was important for warming. Fire was important for cooking. Fire was also important for scaring wild animals at night. Fire was important for lighting when hunting and gathering. Fire was important for hardening tools. And you can see that through fire, man was able to harden weapons, to harden tools that were used for hunting and gathering, that were used for clearing bushes. And later on, you are seeing that these equipments were used for clearing bushes, and hence man later on was able to do what? Was able to settle and build a house. So in these stages, fire was the mother of invention. Fire opened up invention of all types. It was the first invention which led to other inventions that we shall see in the Stone Age periods. Now, the next stage is Homo sapiens. Homo sapien, sometimes it is referred to as a modern human. Sometimes instead of saying Homo sapiens, we can say modern human. Now, we are seeing here this Homo sapien, this modern man has also improved in terms of the brain. He's able to reason. Now, instead of only living on the treetop, like under Egyptopithecus, here in the Homo sapiens, they are just living inside a cave. They are able to gather food. They are able to hunt for food. And all these economic activities enable them to survive. They enable them to counter challenges in the unstable environment. We're also seeing that the modern man had a big brain. He was also able to reason. He was also able to give a speech, communicate through speech, and etc. Now, lastly, we have the Homo sapiens sapiens. Under Homo sapiens sapiens, we are seeing that this person is more advanced. Is more advanced in terms of its intelligence and curiosity. When you look at its evolution, it has evolved in terms of the size. It has become bigger. In terms of the brain has evolved even compared to Homo sapien. At this stage, is very intelligent to an extent that he is able to even build a house. He is very intelligent to an extent that they are able to settle in villages. It is very bright and intelligent to an extent that they even have a government. That is the modern human beings. At this point, they were even able to make inventions. And some of these inventions have a magnitude of destruction. They're able to make discoveries. They are able to now practice agriculture instead of relying on hunting and gathering. That is Homo sapiens sapiens. Very quickly, I want us to delve into understanding now the Stone Age period. The stages I've mentioned, these are stages of evolution. You have the notes you'll read to get more information. We have the Egyptopithecus, we have Dryopithecus, we have Kenyapithecus, we have Australopithecus, we also have Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo sapiens, then Homo sapien. Now, as these people or these humans were evolving, there were also other things that were evolving. There were also social lives that were evolving. Their economic life was also evolving. Their political life was also evolving. So I want us to look at now the Stone Age period. When we talk about Stone Age period, this is now the evolution of social, economic, and cultural activities of the early man. Number one, we shall focus on the first stage. The first stage is the Old Stone Age. The Old Stone Age. The Old Stone Age. Sometimes it is known as the Paleolithic. Now, Paleolithic, this is the period that makes most of our history because this is the period of this is the period when we first experienced invention. This is the period when we first experienced economic activities, social activities, and political activities. Now, this Old Stone Age, most of the time, it is associated with Homo habilis and between Homo habilis and, sorry, not Homo habilis, but it is associated with the early stages. That is Egyptopithecus up to Homo habilis. During this period, man relied on hunting and gathering. During this period, number two, its social life is that man lived in the treetop and the forest. They used to make tools out of stone and also bones. Under this stage, Old Stone Age stage, they used to eat raw food because they had not developed the art of fire. And some of the tools that were made during this stage were such as Oldwana tools, and the remnants were found in Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania. The next important stage is the Middle Stone Age. The Middle Stone Age. Middle Stone Age. Under this stage, it is normally associated with Homo erectus. It is normally associated with Homo erectus. Under this stage, we are seeing that they were still practicing hunting and gathering. Number two, they had evolved in terms of settlement. They were now living in the caves. Under this stage, they were making sophisticated tools and weapons. We are seeing also under the Middle Stone Age period, that is when they were able to invent fire. They were able to invent fire, and fire was used for so many purposes. Maybe you can just list them during your free time. Fire was important for hardening. Fire was important for protection against the enemies. Fire was important for lighting. Fire was important for cooking and etc. We are also seeing having be able to make sophisticated weapons. They were able to use these weapons and tools to now get animal hides or animal skin that was used as clothing. Animal skin that was used as clothing. In terms of speech, man was able to communicate with the speech, a clear speech that could be understood. Some of the tools were made out of woods, wood material, bones, stones, and etc. Then the last stage is known as the Late Stone Age. The Late Stone Age. Under the Late Stone Age, we have the Upper Paleolithic. Sometimes it is known as the Upper Paleolithic. You'll hear people saying Upper Paleolithic. It is just a synonym of Late Stone Age. This is the last subdivision of stages or Stone Age stages. And you are seeing under this Late Stone Age, sometimes they say Late Stone Age, Upper Paleolithic, or New Stone Age. During this period, we are seeing a lot of changes taking place. Number one is that we are seeing that man was able to make sophisticated tools out of wood, stones, irons, and other complicated materials. And with having those complicated tools and weapons, or sophisticated, we can say sophisticated weapons and tools, man was able to clear land. And when he cleared this land, he settled, he built houses in this land. And these houses, so many of them led to formation of a small village of humans. Having settled in a village, they developed a government that governed the people in the village. They also developed laws. These laws were meant to guide the people, the moral values of the people in the society. Under the new Stone Age or late Stone Age, we are seeing having the government, having the people, having the values. It was necessary for them to also have their own culture. They developed their own culture. For example, previously, they were throwing dead bodies into the forest. But under the new Stone Age, we are seeing this early man burying people into the grave, meaning they are evolving in terms of culture. They know the importance of burying people. At the same breath of culture, we also have religion. They now developed gods whom they used to worship. They started believing in supernatural being. And another important characteristics of the new Stone Age is that later on, having developed the government, having settled in villages, they needed food, a stable food. Then, therefore, they reduced their trips of hunting and gathering, and instead, they now began to delve or venture into agriculture, where they started domesticating plants and animals in their homestead. And this is the stage, an important stage that led to, you can say, the revolution in agriculture. Up to there, any question? Any question? Good.
No question.
Now, thank you. Now that leads us to James. You have raised your hand. Please go ahead. Do you want to say something, James? Okay, I think he has just raised his hand.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Now, you'll be able to realize that we have now domestication of plants and animals. That ended at, that began with New Stone Age or Late Stone Age. Now, in our next topic, our subtopic, I want us to look at the farming revolution. And the farming revolution was known as Neolithic Revolution. When you hear people talking about Neolithic Revolution, that is the farming revolution. And it is called a revolution because man stopped hunting and gathering lifestyle. Instead, he decided to venture into domesticating plants and animals, into ensuring that they have stable food in their society. And before we delve into understanding Neolithic Revolution, I want you to know that